Okay, I'm here at the ETC with Chris.
Hello.
Chris, can you tell me a little about yourself?
At this event, I'm the chief ref for 9th Age. So we control a team of 5 refs. I've been to the last 10 years worth of ETCs, so I felt like it was time for a bit of a break from playing and step up and organise some people. So it's been good so far.
Yeah, you're also ETC Chairman this year?
Yes, I'm a chairman as well.
Yep.
So
Can you tell me a little about that?
it's just really liaising with the organisers to, in essence, get what the systems need. Obviously, the organisers have got their own idea of what they want to do. We just need to ensure that the captain's desires, wants and needs, for example, the terrain, things like that, the space between the tables are all met and communicated to them in advance of it. So, but it's also getting on for the night. There were 3 chairmen this year who were 9th Age players, and so a lot of it was getting together the rules pack. And again, that's in consultation with the captains. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so it's again, it's a good experience working with them. The organisers for the Serbian events are really, really good. So can't fault them.
So have you found out anything, now you're chairman, you didn't know before, like you thought as a player?
It's interesting seeing the logistical challenges of what goes on behind the scene, because the issue has always been terrain. It's always the biggest problem. Terrain and chairs, actually. Even something simple as chairs in Croatia, they were not that great. Everyone knows the mountain of chairs that collapsed, but this year they've taken on board the feedback and we've been able to pass it on to them. So it's also been good seeing the actual just the effort they go into. It's just basic things like the catering, going through menu choices and selections and things like that, just primarily to make it as good an event for them as possible for the cost that the organisers can bear. So yeah.
So you happy with the event so far?
Yeah, it's been superb. Aside from the weather, it's quite hot. So
Yeah.
we would like it another 5 degrees cooler, but apparently the air conditioning's working full stop. So
It's still hot.
it's still very hot, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's 35, 36 degrees outside, so you can't expect it massively cool. But so far in reffing the event, there's been no particular big issues so far. Denmark played Poland in round 1, and that was a fairly comfortable round, to be honest. There wasn't really many queries which weren't line of sight based. It's been surprising, actually, some of the teams that you would not ordinarily consider as being in with a chance of winning, some of the arguments they come up with and the issues they have in their games compared to what the so-called top level, what you'd expect the top level teams to be. They're quite substantially different. So yeah, on the top tables it tends to be a lot more complex, very complex scenarios, which a lot of the time the rules I don't think really cover. But yeah, it's been an experience so far, and we're only on game 2, so I suspect it'll hot up tomorrow and then get even worse on Sunday for it.
So you played like how many ETCs now?
10.
As a player?
10, yes.
But what about you from England?
Yes.
I can't remember you said that. Have you been doing any judging at home?
I ran an event in the UK for 15, 20 years, so I ran that all the time, and I was part of an organising committee before the internet, before Twitter, for several events. So quite a bit of judging experience, but nothing on this scale or of the level of competitiveness this event actually is. But it's good to be able to have in some effects, a chairman's authority over players as well, compared to a normal referee. You can make the issue we had last year, obviously, was the issue at the end with the Polish results and the 1, 2, 3 positions, and it was then a potential issue because the referees couldn't bind the captains into a decision, whereas in theory we can. So from that perspective, it's good. It's good to get that level of backing, and a lot of the captains have been really appreciative of it so far. So we'll see if it's still the same on Sunday.
You also seem you have a lot of rules or your penalties.
Yes,
how you get a penalty?
This year, we've taken a lot of feedback from the referees pack regarding not necessarily the cheating issues or things like that, because that is really hard to define. It's things like make sure units having the spell cards that affect them, and if they've got any signature spells on them, and basic positioning. And I think these are things which can turn a game quite ugly, even if they're done with the best of intentions, and there's no malice behind them. And so from what we can see so far, it's been great. I mean, quite a few teams have said that some of the more notorious teams have been on almost the best behaviour in case they want to get penalised. I mean, 40k 3 or 4 years ago went through a situation where they were really harsh with a lot of teams across the board, and it's improved the general gamesmanship of people immeasurably because they're afraid of getting penalised.
Yeah, I think it's good because also if you have a team and one person is cheating, it's not the whole team but one person, and he gets penalised. Then the next year they will try not to take persons.
Yes,
they know that it might be a little dodgy.
And I think I've always felt that the ninth age now especially has needed it for a while, where a less cooperative approach has been taken with some teams. No team in particular, but just generally across the board, where the penalties are universally applied. And touch wood, so far there's been none that's been even remotely necessary. So it's been good.
But I know when Team Denmark earlier, not this year, but way back, have been picking players, and we knew there were some players that might be some problem with. That we didn't pick for the team. We didn't want them to represent Denmark. And
I think that's a sensible position to take. At the end of the day, for a lot of people, it's a holiday and some games. People shouldn't take it massively seriously. But obviously, I understand why they do, but not to the extent where they need to make a bad game for their opponents. So, but hopefully the teams will take it on board. We've been quite blunt with the captains in how we intend on refereeing situations. There's still an issue with timekeeping and potentially stalling, but as I said, I've been here for 10 years and I still don't know how referees can firmly stop it if a player's intent on stalling for 6 turns. So, but there you
go. Okay. So, who do you think is going to win this year?
Oh, I think there are 4 teams, maybe 4 teams. Apologies if you're not involved, but probably I suspect it'll cut the outright winner will come from Sweden, Spain, Germany or Italy, or Poland. Actually, it's 5 teams, and then I think there's about 10 teams which will compete for the 2 and 3 spots. So I think it's relatively open, but I think some of the teams are, from what I've seen, start with a level ahead of others in the preparation and pairings process and the games that have been ongoing. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Poland are carrying a list penalty of the so-called big teams into it. They're carrying a list penalty or 2 list penalties, but at the same time, I think they've got an almost a leg up by not getting 100 points in the first round, because the way the scoring works, they'll be on the second row track, and I think they can avoid a lot of the other potential really big issues for them until the Sunday hits, and then they're limited by who they can play. So I still think Poland are in with a serious shout of winning it. But obviously you've got Spain's dominance in the singles taken 1, 2, 3. You can't really ignore that. No. So there you go.
What about your own country?
England, I think we will probably come somewhere around 10 to 5. Is my rough guess. So they've not had a good couple of rounds. We lost the Ashes yesterday. And we lost against Belarus, but we always lose against Belarus. So we're playing Switzerland now, and apparently they're going okay. So can't say more than that.
Thank you for...
No problems at all.
Talk to me.
Thank you for being here. See you later.
Right.